So I'm at a neighborhood Walmart in Carrollton, and from what I'm looking at over there, that looks like a Jaguar. They got their own patrol right here, a patrol vehicle, and there's a police officer over there with a speed trap. But he's there every morning, and he's just fishing for whatever he can get for people that are probably driving from out of town or people that aren't familiar with the area. So there's like an Acura. I would say there are some economy cars here, so there might be some middle class, but mostly I would say upper middle class or even rich. But what I would ask of you is, if you see a thing of pasta for 86 cents, leave that alone. If you're rich, at least buy bulk, the most expensive thing. I hear that Whole Foods is a good place to go now, because in Whole Foods, oh my God, look at this. It's like they're getting movie tickets, or not movie tickets, concert tickets to the Beatles or something. I'm going to wait a little while. They're running in the store all at one time. And it's like 6 in the morning. So anyway, I mean, I would go in there and probably like film a little bit, but the only thing is, it's just going to look like people shopping from the angles I get and stuff. So I'm just going to keep it here in the parking lot. But what I wanted to say was, like, come on, if you have money, don't buy the cheapest noodle out there. Buy a more expensive one and stock up on that. That actually helps the store more. And the poor people can come in and just get like a stick of pasta so they can go home and eat or whatever. Or a thing of ramen noodle. You know, some people like to go, students and maybe poor people like to go and buy ramen noodle. Well, for one thing, so they can eat. But another thing too is because some people live on a strict budget, and when that happens and all the cheap stuff is bought off the shelf, poor people, they can't afford to really buy anything because they live on like a $10 grocery bill budget, you know, and these people are buying $50 worth of pasta or $50 worth of lentil beans, or, you know, $50 worth of, bulk black beans or something, that may be cheap. The cheapest bean that they can find, that they can store. If it's going to be the end of the world, do you really want to be the only one alive and just let all the poor die? Because they're not going to be able to buy anything. And your rich ass is going to be sitting there eating while they starve. So if you're in fear and you have money and you go and you buy what the poor needs to live, then they die, and you don't lose that much money buying food. They wouldn't be able to eat. It's sad. Here's one thing that we could do, though, as a nation, is we could mail out masks for everybody and goggles and gloves to wear for a month. Or what we could do is just get rid of money for a while, for 6 months. Just don't worry about money. They're going to have to bring the National Guard in to different places or something. I mean, Los Angeles is already on lockdown, supposedly. New York they're encouraged to stay home. And then Italy, they are on lockdown. They're on house arrest. So we don't really need to be afraid, because there's still shipments going to these places. But don't buy all the cheap stuff, because what about if poor people need to eat? Or help them get some stuff. Because don't you want them to be able to live, when the end of the world's happening? Don't you want the poor people to be able to eat, so you're not the only one around eating while they starve? Families out there are probably starving. So find someone at the store that's really struggling. You'll see them. They'll be looking around. They'll look worried. Help them out. Because if you have enough to buy 5 things of potatoes, which I don't know if people are buying that, because you're not going to buy stuff that's going to rot, and they may just want a meal. So just help them out, is all I say. I don't even know what I'm going to title this one. Probably Neighborhood Walmart.